Q. This thing had some good strength in the pre-market, but just couldn't really hold. We broke VWAP pre-market and tried to test to reclaim it on the open. Just could not hold. Pretty much a hard sell on the open. And then once it kind of did that, it was pretty much game over. We did have a retest of VWAP on some volume, but not anything significant. Or really, I should not say significant. I should say not enough to really sustain a move. It's really been consolidating at this like 220 level, kind of been bouncing up and around that, and just really has not even come back to test VWAP. I mean, this thing was up on some news, low float. Sometimes they explode, sometimes they don't. Kind of depends on the market, and that's what we're seeing right now. Let's check over SBFM. This thing was a continuation play from yesterday. It held after hours pre-market, and then on the open it kind of just didn't really do much. It kind of sold off a little bit, but really still held around that 540 area. I mean, we never broke 5, which is kind of a sign of strength. Not on much volume, kind of traded sideways around VWAP, and then it kind of broke VWAP kind of midday, and that's when we started to see some more volume come in as a kind of a breakout. I mean, kind of had a wedge up above VWAP, as you can kind of see. I mean, it's a little zoomed out, but the lows kind of make new low or new highs. And then it was once we tested that 625 level is when we really saw a big jump, and that's not unexpected. That was a level from yesterday, 625. The 625 level and that 650 level are really from yesterday. And once we kind of broke that, there are going to be a lot of shorts covering, as well as people just getting aggressive on the buy, and that's why we see this jump from 620 to essentially almost $8, 790 on really good volume. A lot of people were probably covering, as well as people pushing the move up. I mean, this thing is still kind of holding up a little bit. I mean, we're above $6. It did kind of just fade a little bit. Volume's kind of ticking it off, but we're kind of holding that 6 to 625 range. Might be interesting to watch again tomorrow, because there's going to be a lot of people again shorting at that 775 range, or really even like 725 seems to be a good number with a lot of consolidation. And so if it can hold again and then possibly break those levels tomorrow, we'll probably see another gain. Otherwise, if it breaks that, if it kind of fades down, breaks that 540 level, we might see just a downturn. TUFN, just real quickly, I mean, this is kind of common. You see with acquisition companies, huge spike just based off on what the company, what the sellers and the buyers in terms of companies are agreed upon. Really, there's not much you can do for trading. I mean, this did have a little bit of a dip down, 13 to 2.7. That's kind of just a basic intraday move. Look at NEGG. This was moving on some volume, off of some good news, rather, I should say. Lower float. Or actually, let me check that. Not as much of a lower float, actually. 370 million shares, but really made some good moves, and actually not that much of volume. So kind of surprising to see these bigger moves with kind of this size of shares, as well as just the lower volume. Kind of a push up, but really just hitting these kind of daily supports and just kind of bouncing off the areas within the range. It really was not until we kind of hit this break of the 825, it looks like, where we really saw some volume for an actual good breakout. If we look here on the daily, We do see a little bit of a breakout above 740-ish, and then kind of a smaller, break of a previous level of that, 885 range. Again, almost 845 range. We kind of see that just bouncing within that range. It has been a little bit of a downtrend over the past few months with a few breakouts. I mean, this is kind of a lower volume versus Catalyst a few days ago. And so with this, I mean, it's kind of an uptrend. I mean, we really held VWAP. So I think we might see more gains tomorrow. It kind of depends on how this thing acts in the pre-market. If we can kind of hold that 850 level, might see more. I mean, we could see. I mean, another point of consolidation might be, 10, but that's really high up there. I mean, we did see 920-ish today. So this could be a slow grinder up, but it really is if the volume sustains. I mean, I think we kind of saw a bunch of shorts cover off of that catalyst day, that 850, so that's where you kind of saw that pop up into the nines today. So